All other reviews are going to be comparing the iPhone 16 to the iPhone 15, which doesn't quite make sense for people who have an older iPhones. I have made a big upgrade from the iPhone 12 to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Although this video is going to be a review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but for people who are coming from the iPhone 11, iPhone 12, 13, even the 14, this video makes a lot of sense because we're going to be comparing the new iPhone with older iPhone, which came 4 years ago. And I'm going to spoil this video and say if you have the iPhone 15, you probably don't want to upgrade, but you should keep watching just for entertainment. Why not? By the way, I always forget to introduce myself. My name is Ahmed. I'm a neurology resident. I'm on my final year of training. Here in Brooklyn, New York, I'm going to be a board certified neurologist next year, but on my free time, I like to talk tech. So if you are new around here, subscribe down below. And it's really disappointing that only 2% of you guys are subscribed. That is crazy. Please subscribe so we can get to 100,000, just 100 subscribers. Let's get into it. I have been using the iPhone 16 Pro Max for a month now, and I'm really excited to talk about it. As usual, I'm going to divide this review into 5 main parts. We're going to talk about the build quality and the display, the performance, the battery life. We're going to talk about the cameras and including the camera button, and also in the end we're going to have a conclusion and kind of answer the question if this phone worth upgrading to or not. So starting with the build quality, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, similar to last year, is made of titanium, which is compared to my older iPhone, which is made of aluminum. Apple always hypes the durability of the titanium, but what really matters to me is how much lighter it feels on my hand. Unless I consciously think about it, I don't really mind the weight of the phone. It really depends on your hand size. It can be either a downside, which is gonna be too large for you, or it's gonna be an upside and you're gonna enjoy the larger screen. The bezels are also thinner, which is nice, but in the end, this phone is big. It is actually one of the largest phones on the market. And if you are considering getting this phone, I would recommend going to the Apple Store and actually hold the phone in your hand. See how you feel about it, how you feel about typing on it, how you feel about holding it in your hands. I think that's what really matters. And this is especially true if you haven't used a large phone before. The color I chose is the Desert Titanium, which is basically the new one. To be honest, I just chose this color because it is the new one, and I was kind of disappointed in the beginning, but it's grown on me now. I would describe it as maybe like more of a light gold / pinkish a little bit. I think it looks fancy, it looks premium, and I'm okay with it. The other color I considered getting is the white titanium, which I think is the best color actually. And then they have other 2 colors, the black titanium and the natural titanium. Here is something I didn't expect, which is when I'm typing on my desk, this thing wobbles. At home, this doesn't bother me as much because usually when I'm on my desk, I put the phone on the wireless charger. But when I'm in the hospital and I have the phone on the desk and I just wanted to reply really quick to someone, it's annoying. I wish like they kind of fix it somehow. I don't know, maybe like I need an anti-wobble something, like something to put here. It can maybe like prevent from wobbling. As you have guessed, I don't like to use a case on my phone, not even a screen protector. I have dropped this phone a couple of times, but it held really well. It had the, I think, scratch here. Don't know if you are able to see that. There's a scratch here, very small. One more thing I really enjoy is the dynamic island. I know this feature came like 2 or I don't know 3 years ago, but it is new for me. The dynamic island is convenient for apps. Like for example, if I'm playing music, I can just tap on the dynamic island and have quick access to the music controls. which is convenient. It is like a mini multitasking thing going on the top of the screen. Nice Apple. Also, the classic mute switch on the old iPhone, it is gone. They replaced it with a button since last year, and surprisingly I didn't really miss it. Doesn't really make a difference for me. I almost always keep my phone ringtone on. I never use it. I never switch my phone to silent, just in case of like family emergency or something. But I use focus mode to kind of filter unwanted phone calls or notifications. The last thing I want to mention is the new camera button, which we're going to talk about later in the video. Moving on to the display. The display is nice. It is 2000 nits, which is a fancy way of saying it is very bright. The iPhone 12 only have 600 something nits, but the iPhone 16 Pro Max is 2000 nits, so that is 3 times brighter compared to older iPhones. There is absolutely no problem to see the screen in direct sunlight. It is also twice as fast thanks to the 120Hz display, which is 2 times faster than the iPhone 12 I had before, and also the regular iPhone 16. On top of that, it has 8GB of RAMs. This means very smooth scrolling, quick animations, and overall like more responsive experience. It looks really smooth. One more feature that is new to me is the always on display. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I love it because when I'm sitting at my desk, I can glance at the time or the notification without the need to turn on my phone. Just bear in mind that the always on display may drain the battery more quickly than expected, but in my honest opinion, I think it is totally worth it. Apple claims that the iPhone 16 Pro Max had the longest battery life ever in an iPhone, which doesn't really tell you any useful information, but for real, I have noticed a significant difference compared to the iPhone 12. My days can be like pretty heavy sometimes. I'm working for like over 10 hours straight from like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the battery still holds up. Sometimes I come back home with the battery as high as like 60 something percent. I mainly use it to communicate with my team in the hospital, listen to music or podcast while I'm commuting, and also taking pictures and video here and there. But sure, if you are using it for like 9 hours of screen time and taking pictures and videos all day, you may be able to drain the battery really quickly. But for like normal use, daily use, the battery life is solid. This is kind of crazy for me because with my old iPhone, I almost never left the house without a power bank or at least a charger in my bag. But with the Pro Max, as long as it is charged when I'm leaving home, I don't feel the pressure to bring a charger or a power bank with me. Most of the time I still do, but that is just me. But in reality, I don't really need it. The other thing that makes the experience with the battery better with the new iPhone 16 Pro Max is the faster charging. I don't know if I call it fast charging, but compared to the older iPhones, the new iPhone 16 Pro Max charge at 45 watts. I think the older iPhone charge at like 30 something maximum wire charging, so this is an upgrade. And of course, what is new to me also coming from an old iPhone is the USB-C. I enjoy having USB-C because I can have one cable that charge my laptop, charge my iPad, charge my iPhone, charge my camera. I have a lot of devices that support USB-C, so this is really a great upgrade for me, and I'm officially saying goodbye to the lightning cable. Rest in peace. Anyway, the iPhone 16 Pro Max also charged 25 watt wireless charging instead of the usual 15 in older iPhone. There is still no third-party charger that support 25 watt charging, but this is something that we might expect to happen in the next few months. I think it is a nice thing to have because I like to put my phone on the wireless charger, especially on horizontal orientations. And of course, when you have it on horizontal orientation, you will have the standby mode, which you can keep on as long as you want to, which is compared to older iPhone and also the regular iPhone. You are not able to do that. So the performance, Apple like to brag about the performance of the new iPhones in games. I'm not really a gamer. Maybe I'm not actually, I'll take that back. I don't like to play games on my phone, but for everyday tasks, I'm happy with the performance, like phone calls, email, video recording, taking photos, everything. It handles that very well. It has the A18 Pro chip, which is a fast chip. These flagship phones are becoming so ridiculously fast and powerful, discussing performance almost feels useless. So let's move on to the cameras. So the iPhone 16 Pro Max has three cameras at the back. The first one is the main camera, which is the 48 megapixel main camera, which has a bigger sensor, which means better depth of field and sharper images. This is compared to the iPhone 12, which was only 12 megapixel. The other camera is also 48 megapixel, which is the ultra wide camera. I don't like to use it a lot. I usually either use the main camera or the telephoto camera. That's just my photography style, but I think it's a nice feature to have. The third one is the 12 megapixel telephoto camera. This year they have both the iPhone Pro Max and the regular Pro. They both have 5x zoom. I enjoy using it, especially for portraits. And of course, not to forget the fourth camera, which is on the front, which is the selfie camera, which is a nice selfie camera. What you do with it is you take nice selfie with it. Last but not least is the new camera button, or whatever Apple calls it. It's a button. Anyway, here is my take. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't remember the last time I pressed this button intentionally. It is this bad. I think this camera control button is a solution to a problem that did not exist. The only problem is that they wanted something new. They wanted to add something new. And I'm really hoping in the future maybe they would be able to fix it or able to make it maybe less confusing and helpful. It is more friction to use the button, so I just don't use it. They also add photographic style. It's a way to change the brightness and saturation of the pictures, but again, I personally don't really use it. I never got any good result with it. I know Photoshop is paid, so it is nice to have photographic style for free, but it's just too strong for me and too gimmicky for me, and I never got any good result with it, so I'm sticking with using Photoshop for now. You can also record 4K, 120, slow motion, really nice. Really good to see like the iPhone is getting really capable. It's becoming more pro. You can shoot even log footage. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with it. I think the iPhone is good for capturing everyday moments or casual vlogging, but for someone like me who wants the highest quality possible, I'm for sure sticking with my Sony camera for shooting videos on this channel. So there's no surprise in the end. Spoiler alert, there's no surprise in the end. I use my Sony camera to take this video. In addition to the nice camera the iPhone has, it also have an excellent microphones, which can capture excellent audio. This is me on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is me on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Testing, testing, testing. This is me on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is me on the iPhone 12. This is me on the iPhone 12. This is me on the iPhone 12. So this is editing Ahmed. Just wanted to clarify something. There was some dust around the microphones of the iPhone 12, which I'm shooting this video with. So I'm gonna do the test again. Testing, testing. I'm testing the microphone of the iPhone 12. Testing, testing. I'm testing the microphone of the iPhone 12. So hopefully it sounds a little better. Of course, it's not as good as the Pro Max, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but it's also not that bad. So just wanted to make sure that I clarify that. It's really able to isolate the sound. Like on the iPhone 12, you can hear the air conditioning, you can hear a lot of noise in the background, but with the iPhone 16 Pro, it sounds more crisp and it's really excellent audio. And also the speakers are really loud. To play music, playing podcast, playing even recording like this is really, really loud. I'm really happy with the speakers. One thing that I know you guys gonna be like, oh, he forgot about it. No, I did not forget about it. Apple Intelligence, but I'm not able to test it. Like the feature they have, like they announce a lot of features. We never got to test it. So we're gonna talk about it later when it comes in 6 months, I think. For now, Siri still sucks.
Pikachu.
Hey, So in conclusion, I think this phone is really solid. Of course, it's not a cheap phone. It started at $1,200. I think I got this for almost $1,400 or $1,500. It's a good daily driver. It gets the job done. Really nice picture, good battery life, good performance, really nice screen. Comparing it to the iPhone 12, which I had before, is a huge, huge upgrade. You probably don't need to upgrade if you have the iPhone 15, but I think if you have the 11, the 12, the 13, and even the 14, I think it is worth upgrading. Me personally, I would definitely upgrade just for the USB-C, and you're gonna get other cool features that is gonna be really fun. Please let me know down below what your thoughts about the new iPhone. Are you upgrading? Are you gonna be waiting for next year? Or maybe you are really an Android person and you don't really have an iPhone. So let me know down below what you think about the new phones. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. For the 98% of you who are not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Bye.